Hi everyone, it's Fuchsia here with another video for New Leaf. Today we're doing things a little different and detailing an app that will transform your Animal Crossing lives. Are you ready? This app here is called Planner for ACNL, and I use it pretty much all the time. It's available on both Android and desktop PC. Unfortunately, at the moment, it's not available for Mac or iPhone. In this video, I'll be detailing mostly the phone app, but we will take a look at the desktop app as well. So you open it up to this really nice splash page, and then there's a tip of the day, and these are always pretty helpful, useful information to know. And then from there, we come to these three areas right here on the home page, kind of. So we have our notices. I have no notices at the moment, but you can easily add one from this plus sign at the bottom of the screen. And as you can see, there's three basic types of notices that you can add. There's the meetings, the deliveries, and the events. So the meetings are a villager pings you and asks you to come visit, but oh, not right now, I have to clean my house first. It's a little annoying, and if you're anything like me, you'll set the meeting time for an hour and you'll go about your day and then completely forget. So you just put in the villager's name, set the time, and whether you're meeting at your house or their house. So Derwin comes up and says, I'd like you to come over my house after I clean. So you would type in Derwin's name, and his name pops up right there. Set the time. I usually set it for an hour ahead because that's like the minimum that you can go and visit them, and then their house. And you just save, and then you wait for the stores to open. I like the loading messages on this app, and it pops up right there, meeting Derwin at their house. And then all you do, once you've done it, swipe to remove. And then here you see your profile for your town. So it's got all this information. I actually have my incomplete town loaded right now because that's what I've been working on because it's incomplete. But I will go over different profiles in just a bit. Other towns that have like dream addresses, you can also put your dream address in, but I've got my friend code. The oranges are my town route, and then my villagers who are living in town right now. And I actually have to add one because someone just moved in. But also here, we've got our checklist, and you can just put any notes you could possibly imagine. I don't really use that function so much, but that's because I stream, and in theory, my chat reminds me of things. Then over here, we have the delivery function, which you can put in Deidre wants a large item, and the time is optional. We don't have to set the time. But what I also tend to do is I use it for time capsules because I am notorious about getting a time capsule from someone, saying, oh yeah, I'll bury that for you, and immediately forgetting. Even though I could do it right there, I always forget. So this is really useful for that in particular, especially for setting the time so that at least I will have a reminder that day. And then over here we've got the events, which you can use for the holidays, the fishing tourneys, villagers' birthdays, so you don't forget them. Anything that you want, and you just set a date. So now that we've gone through these three things that open up with, let's go into the menu. So here we've got our profile manager. And the thing that I really like about this app is that you can have as many profiles for towns as you have towns. And I have a lot of towns. As you can see, I've got 6 towns loaded in here. Most of them have their friend codes and dream addresses. And you can just click on one and either edit or use or delete. We are actually going to edit thickets because I have to add in a villager. Here we add in Diva. There we go. Now we've got Diva in our town. Then you just save it and you are good to go. And then you can switch between these different profiles at all times. And you'll actually have different notices and different checklists for each profile. As you see, I loaded up Reverie. This is my villager list for Reverie, my friend code, my dream address. It even tells you how many bugs and fish and deep sea creatures I've caught. We're gonna go back to Thicket just for the rest of this. So then there's this feature that I don't really use, but it's the turnip prices. I've just never really participated in the stock market other than to get the golden badge, but you can use this to track the stock market prices so you can see what trends you have, because there's different trends that you could have, like a decreasing trend, a random trend, or an increasing trend, and then you can judge when's going to be the best time to sell. And then we've got the current catch, which I find very useful. This uses the phone's current time to tell you what's available to be caught. You can just look at it right away, see what still needs to be caught, and try your luck at catching them. And then here we have all these guides. We have the coffee guide that has everyone's preferred beans, milk, and sugar. Here we've got Gulliver's guide. It's pretty straightforward. The keyword in his description, if he says something about kangaroos, he's going to Australia, and that's the item that you will get. Here's the hair guide, which is actually the hair, the face guide, the hair color, and everything. And originally when I was exploring this app, I wrote a tweet that it would be great if we could zoom in or rotate the hairstyles, because from this far zoomed out on the picture, it's sometimes hard to tell which hairstyle is which, but clearly I just need to try to zoom in myself, because it turns out you can. It also has the face guide for when you're starting a new character, and the eye color, and even the hair color. So it's very useful. And then over here, we've got the hybrid guide to get all those rare hybrids, even those coveted blue roses. So we've got the roses and cosmos, all the different hybrids, all of them pretty straightforward. If you want a purple rose, you just take a white and a white, because those are where they intersect. You take 2 white roses, breed them, and hopefully get some purple roses. And then the bulk of the app that I use this for is the collecting. As you're probably aware, there's a lot of things to collect in this game, and this is why I originally was looking for an app to keep track of what I had collected. We've got the badges first off. I don't have any badges marked off on this profile, but I could mark it off. It tells you completed 50% of the fish encyclopedia, 36 species. It's got all the badges in here. If you're trying to 100%, it's good to keep track of this stuff so you can see what the requirements are and then take it back off. Here we have the Gyro Rides, which I never track. If you're looking for the Brewster ones, at least, you can mark those off. Here's why I use it. For the bugs, fish, and seafood. So you can mark off every single one of these that you caught for the museum. Tap on them once and it tells you where it's found, when it's found, the rarity, and even how much bells there were. If I had caught it, just tap that little icon in the bottom right and it marks it off for you. You can also press and hold and that will mark it off for you as well. One of the things I really like is that you can sort by all these different things. The default is alphabetical, but I like to have it in the game order because this will show the order that's in your encyclopedia. So if you had forgotten to mark off a whole bunch and you wanted to just go through and mark them off all at once by going through your encyclopedia, there you go. And that's basically the same for the fish and the seafood. And then we come to KK Corner, where you can mark off all the KK songs that you've gotten. Not only they have the air check, they also have the music box version, so you can listen to it and see, do I want to make this into a music box? So we have the air check, but then we also have the music box version. Like the bugs and the fish, you mark it off once you've gotten it. The only thing I would like to be added in is the live versions of these songs. And then we, of course, have Crazy Red, who likes to give us fake art. Click on a painting, and it will tell you exactly what makes it real or fake. It also shows you exactly what the genuine one looks like. And then, again, you just mark off the ones that you've collected. And we've got the fossils. These don't give any information. You just tap if you've gotten it or not. And then, if you really want to get into the collecting, you can look at everything that's in the game, and even has where you can buy it, how much you can buy it for, a picture of it, and you can mark it off if you have it in your catalog or not. And that's the same for the wallpaper and the flooring. It's also the same for the wardrobe. The only difference for the wardrobe is that it does tell you what style it is for Gracie's fashion checks. The only thing about this app that's really missing that I feel is necessary is that while it says what style it is. There is no guide for Gracie's fashion checks in the app. And then there's miscellaneous items that you can mark off, stationery, balloons, and tools. And it tells you exactly how to get these tools. And then there's the public work projects. You mark them off once you've gotten one requested. It also tells you which types of villagers request it and if there's any interaction. It also tells you the size and how much it costs. And then last but not least, there's a backup and restore option on this app. And I'm so happy that this exists because you don't know how many times I've entered and re-entered and re-entered my information. So now having a backup option is just a lifesaver for me. So thank you so much for that. So now we're going to go into the desktop app. Like the phone app, we just press here and I've already got a profile added in. So we can just say that Bo coming to visit at 11:57 at my house. Nothing suspicious about that at all, aside from that lazy villagers are already asleep at that point. I've already got Reverie's profile added in here, so it already has those villagers pulled up, which is really nice actually. And then we've also got the delivery, same as on the app, and the event can be used for whatever you want. And here I've got my profile, which actually one of the things I really like for the desktop is that I can add in a picture of my mayor and I can even put my silly catchphrase here, which is dear to my heart for my town of all dear. And I've got, again, my friend code and my dream address. Here we've got the checklist for all the bugs and fish and everything. There is more info, but it actually pulls up the wiki page. It's not built into the app, but you can find the information that you need here. The desktop app, as you see, is a lot more limited than the phone app. So I really like the phone app, but if you have an iPhone and you just want to keep track of basics like the bugs and fish, then this will do just fine for you if you have a Windows PC. And just like in the phone app, you can actually add multiple profiles. You just go in here, new profile, add in all your information. And one of the things I actually do like is that it makes finding these villagers a lot easier. I had a little bit of difficulty adding in Etoile into my Starlink profile just because Etoile's name starts with an E with the accent. So this makes it a lot easier. So a normal sheet, and it gives you the options. So there's Etoile. And you just add in all this information as you have it. And then you can change the theme. That's it for the desktop app. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative and I hope people are going to check out this sweet little Animal Crossing app because honestly, my Animal Crossing life is so much more organized for it. Thank you to the developer. Their information is going to be in the description below. You can find them on Twitter at csvenson_apps. And they also have a website where you can directly download the desktop app. And of course, the phone app is found on the Google Play Store. Going forward, my only wish for this app is that it exists for the Animal Crossing Switch game because now I don't know what I'd do without this app and I need it for the new game for sure. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope this was informative. If you enjoyed this, of course, please leave a like and a comment and hit that subscribe button if you feel so inclined. I make Animal Crossing videos every week and I will be anxiously awaiting for Animal Crossing Switch with the rest of you. Goodbye, thank you, and we'll be back later with more videos.